guys, I'm Tam. We've got about 2 minutes before we get started. Happy Thursday, Jenny. Sun is shining, it's nice. All right, I think we can go ahead and get settled on the mat. Finding a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe it's cross-legged, feet out in front of you, feet turned out to the side. Maybe you like to sit on your shins. Just find a nice comfortable seat and maybe allow your eyes to come closed or to a soft gaze in front of you and begin to find your breath. Allowing our inhales and exhales to begin to lengthen and deepen. Really filling up our lungs with oxygen on the inhale, drawing in as much as we can, feeling nice and full, feeling that diaphragm expand. And then on the exhale, pull your belly back towards your spine and really concentrate on moving out all of that empty or spent air, emptying the lungs, making way for that nice, clean, fresh intake of breath. Taking this moment to bring mind and body together on the mat. Setting aside everything that you might have to do today, things that are on your mind, just setting that off the mat. It'll be there when we're finished. One more nice fresh intake of air. On the exhale, roll your shoulders down and back. Welcome, everybody. I'm glad you guys are here. We'll start with hands at heart center. And on an inhale, we'll inhale all the way up. Palm to palm, drop your shoulders down. Exhale back through heart center. We'll do exactly that again. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, heart center. One more. Inhale up. Exhale. All right, I'm going to turn around so you guys can see, and I'm going to come up on my shins. You can just stay in a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you. We're going to bring our hands out to the side, palms facing forward. Take an inhale here. Exhale, gently bringing the fingertips to the base of the skull. Inhale, hands out. Palms turn to the back. Exhale, hands come to the base of the spine. Inhale out. Palms turn forward. Exhale, fingers come to the base of the skull. Inhale out. Flip the palms to the back. Exhale, hands come to the base of the spine. Inhale out. Palms turn forward. Fingertips come to the back of the head on the exhale. Inhale out, palms face behind you. Exhale, fingertips to the base of the spine. Inhale out, exhale and release. All right. Let's take the back of our right hand and bring it against the back of the right shoulder. Elbow is pointing up to the ceiling as much as you're able. My headset is always a little bit in the way for this one. Elbows coming up to the ceiling as much as you're able. Palm of the left hand is gently going to rest on that right elbow. We're not pressing down. We're not using any force. We're just letting the weight of the hand sit there. A couple of breaths here. Check in with your neck. You want it to be nice and neutral. We're not straining it one direction or the other. One more inhale. Exhale and release, and let's do 3 shoulder rolls going forward. And then 3 rolls in reverse. Okay, we're going to take the palm of our left hand against the back of our shoulder, elbows pointing up to the ceiling as much as you're able. Palm of the right hand is going to rest gently on that left elbow. Take a couple of breaths here. Check in with your neck, keeping the neck in a nice neutral position. One more inhale. Exhale and release. And let's visit those shoulder rolls again, 3 in each direction. And then as you're ready, we'll go ahead and find hands and knees. Wrists directly underneath your shoulders, knees under your hips, pressing firmly into the floor with your fingers, pressing your torso up and away. So we're making sure that we're not collapsing in between the shoulder blades. We're pushing our torso up and away from the floor. Take just a second and think about the lower part of your rib cage. Tuck that up just a little bit, and we'll take a couple of breaths here. On an inhale, we're going to drop our belly towards the mat. Tail comes up, shoulder broadens. Gaze can come up just a little bit, but keep in mind that your neck is a continuation of your spine, so we don't want to overextend the head coming up. We want to keep that line nice and long. Exhale, arching into cat, belly's drawing up towards your spine. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Take a couple more with your own pace, your own breath. And then as you're ready, go ahead and find neutral. On an inhale, tuck your toes. Exhale, press up and back into down dog. Take a couple moments in this first down dog to pedal out your feet, bending deeply into one knee as you straighten into the other. Thinking about the sit bone on that straight leg and really thinking about pressing that towards the ceiling. As you're ready, both heels press towards the mat. Take a breath here in full dog. On an inhale, we're going to shift forward to plank. Knees drop down. Exhale, press back into a child's pose. Inhale, come up into tabletop, tuck your toes. Exhale, press up and back into down dog. We're going to do exactly that again, finding just a little bit of movement at the beginning of our practice. Inhale, forward to plank. Knees drop down. Exhale, press back into child's pose. Inhale, coming into tabletop, tuck your toes. Exhale, press back into dog. One more time. Inhale, forward to plank. Knees drop down. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, tabletop, tuck your toes. Exhale, press up and back into down dog. On an inhale, looking to the front of the mat. Exhale, walk your feet forward, up in between your hands, forward fold. Give yourself some softness in this first forward fold. Let your knees bend deeply. If it feels nice, allow your torso to lay right on your thighs. Hands can stay on the floor, or you can grab for opposite elbows and let your head hang. You can stay in stillness, or you can find a little bit of movement. Maybe you're slightly swaying side to side or rocking forward and back just a little bit. Whatever feels nice to you. And then as you're ready, bringing your hands back down to the mat. And with bent knees on an inhale, we're going to come all the way up. Exhale. Tadasana. Okay. 3 half sun salutations. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale into it, halfway lift, nice long spine. Fingers are just under your kneecaps or just above. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, inhale, come all the way up. Exhale. Tadasana, we'll do exactly that again. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, inhale, come all the way up. Exhale. Tadasana, one more. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, inhale, come all the way up. Exhale. Tadasana. Okay, sun salutations with low crescent. Here we go. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. On your exhale, step your right foot back for a lunge. Find your lunge, right knee goes down. Toes can stay tucked or top of the foot lays flat. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands come down to frame the front foot. Retuck your back toes. Right knee comes up off the mat. Take an inhale here and lunge. Exhale, step back into dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Stay in high plank or drop your knees down. Exhale, we're going to lower all the way down, nice and slow with control. Hands come back behind us, palms facing the floor. Inhale, coming up into locust. Exhale, release. Palms come back under your shoulders. Retuck your toes. Take an inhale here. Exhale, press through tabletop, back into down dog. On an inhale, looking to the front of the mat. Exhale, right foot comes forward, up in between the hands. Left knee goes down. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands come down to frame the front foot. Retuck those left toes. Left knee comes up off the mat. Take an inhale here and lunge. Exhale, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale. Tadasana. Same thing, leading with the other foot. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. On your exhale, left foot goes back for a lunge. Left knee goes down. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands come down to frame the front foot. Retuck your back toes. Left knee comes up off the mat. Take an inhale here and lunge. Exhale, step back, down dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Stay in high plank or drop your knees down. Exhale, lower all the way down, nice and slow with control. This time, keep your hands where they are. Inhale up into cobra. Exhale, release. Retuck your toes on an inhale. Exhale, press through tabletop, back into down dog. Inhale, look to the front of the mat. Exhale, left foot comes forward, up in between the hands, right knee goes down. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands come down to frame the front foot. Retuck your right toes, right knee comes up off the mat. Take an inhale here. Exhale, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale. Tadasana. Take a breath in Tadasana. All right, guys. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, sink down into chair. Take an inhale here in chair. Exhale, low chair, hands wing back behind you, palms facing the ceiling. Inhale, chair. Exhale, low. Inhale, chair. Exhale, low. One more. Inhale, chair. Exhale, low chair. On an inhale, we're going to inhale through chair, rise all the way up. Exhale into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. On your exhale, right foot goes back for a lunge. Get grounded, get secure. We're going to come up into high lunge here. On an inhale. Exhale, settle in. Hip points are squeezing towards center. Shoulders are broadening and pulling away from your ears. Fingers extending towards the ceiling. Take an inhale. Exhale, bent elbows. Maybe a little bit of a back bend here if that feels nice. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands come down to frame the front foot, step back to dog. Stay in down dog or take a vinyasa with me. If you want a vinyasa, we're going to inhale forward to plank. Maybe drop your knees down. Exhale, chaturanga or lower all the way to the floor. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. On an inhale, looking to the front of the mat. Exhale, right foot's going to come forward up in between the hands. Find a lunge. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, settle in. Couple of breaths here. Take an inhale. Exhale, bent elbows. Maybe a little bit of a back bend here. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands come down to frame the front foot, step back to dog. Stay in down dog, move directly to child's pose or take a vinyasa with me first. Either way, we're all going to end up in child's pose. If you want a vinyasa, we're going to inhale forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga or lower all the way down. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Then go ahead and let your knees drop down, maybe a little wide, toes back behind you to touch. Press back for a child's pose. Think about drawing your breath all the way back to your seat, maybe even pushing it back to your toes. And then on the exhale, pressing it all out, moving it out through your fingertips. On an inhale, we're going to come up onto our fingertips. Exhale, we're going to walk our hands over to the right. Seat stays right over the heels. You can stay on fingertips or you can lay the palms of your hands flat and press into that side body stretch. On an inhale, walking back to center. Exhale, walk your hands over to the left. Again, stay on the fingertips or lay your hands flat. Seat stays right over the heels as we press into that side body stretch, second side. A couple of breaths. On an inhale, walk your hands back to center. Exhale, press back into child's pose for just one breath. Inhale, come on up into tabletop. Tuck your toes. Exhale, press up and back into down dog. On an inhale, looking to the front of the mat. Exhale, walk your feet forward, up in between your hands, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale. Tadasana. Okay, we're going to take a little bit of a different forward fold. I'm sure you guys have done this before in other classes. We're going to take our left foot and we're going to cross it behind our right. Goal is coming as close to pinky toe as you can. Right knee takes some bend. Okay, so right knee is a little bit bent. Hip points are facing the front of the mat. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Think about this left hip and think about not allowing it to swing over to the left side of the mat. We want to keep it right on top of our ankle. This is a great place to use blocks or the seat of a chair if your hands aren't meeting the floor here. A couple of breaths. Getting into the hamstring and the outer part of the hip. All right, gently uncross your feet. Left foot comes back in line, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale. Tadasana. Okay, same thing, second side. So right, left leg stays right where it is. Right foot's going to cross behind that left leg. We're bringing pinky toe to pinky toe as much as you're able. Left leg has some bend. Have your blocks or the seat of a chair to put your hands on if the floor isn't accessible. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Again, checking in with that right hip. Tendency is to lean our weight over to the right. We want to keep that hip right on top of our ankle. Couple of breaths here, maybe noticing the difference in the hip stretch from side to side. We don't use our bodies symmetrically. We tend to use one side of our body more than the other for different things. Couple of breaths. Then go ahead and uncross that right leg, bring it back in line, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale. Tadasana. Okay, I want to, for our balancing pose today, I want to do eagle pose. And I'm going to kind of walk you through it really slowly, give you a whole bunch of different options for modifications. First option is find a wall or a chair or something to put a hand against for support. You feel free to not add the arms into eagle pose if that challenges your balance a little bit too much. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to start by balancing on our left leg. We're going to keep that left hip in line with our body. Leg muscles are engaged. We're going to put a little bit of bend in that knee, and we're going to cross the right knee over the left knee or right shin in front of left shin. Okay, toes can stay on the floor. That's option number one for the legs. Option number two would be knee over knee with the calf and the foot pressing into the side of your left leg. Option number three, and I can do it on this side and I can't do it on the other, is to wrap your toes back around behind you as you sink down. Okay, so if you're going to add the arms into this, right knee is on top. So that means right arm is on the bottom, back of the hand to back of the hand, or back of the palms, or palm to palm. Elbows are level with your shoulders. Elbows and palms are squeezing in against one another. Remember to breathe. Couple of breaths here. Whoop, if you fall out, that's okay. Just go ahead and come back in. All right, now from here, if you've got a little bit left and you want to challenge yourself a little bit, uncross your arms, hands come to heart center, rise on up on that left leg, bring your right leg with you, and on an exhale, we'll move back into warrior three. Back heel is pressing towards the back wall. Lifted leg muscles are engaged. Hands can stay at heart center, or you can wing those hands back behind you. On an exhale, very gently, nice and slow, bending into that front knee, finding a lunge. Take an inhale here. Exhale, step back into dog. On an inhale, looking to the front of the mat. Exhale, we're going to walk our feet forward, up in between our hands, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale. Tadasana. Okay, eagle pose, second side. So we're going to balance on our right leg this time. Really engaging those muscles, keeping that hip in line with our body. A little bit of bend in that right leg, knee. Left foot's going to come across. You can keep the toes on the ground, crossing just shin over shin. Or you can cross knee over knee with the left foot and side of the left leg pressing into the right. Or if you've got the extra space and you can wrap those toes around back behind your calf, feel free to do that. Left leg's on front, so that means left arm, it goes underneath if you're going to take the arm positioning. Couple of breaths here. Elbows are squeezing together, palms are squeezing together. Elbows are at shoulder height. Shoulder blades are pulling away from the center of your body. Unwrap the arms, bring your hands to heart center. And if you've got anything left here, rise on up, bringing that left leg with you. Exhale, pressing back into warrior three. Again, that lifted leg, those muscles are engaged. The heel is pressing back towards the back of the room. Hands can stay at heart center, or you can wing them back behind you. On an exhale, nice and slow, bending through that front knee, finding a lunge. Take an inhale here. Exhale, step back into dog. On an inhale, we're going to shift forward into plank. Stay in high plank or drop your knees down. Exhale, lower all the way down. Hands come back behind you, palms facing the floor. Let's revisit that locust pose on an inhale. Now you can keep those palms facing the floor, or you can interlace your fingers at the center of your back, pressing your fists towards your seat for that nice shoulder opening. Toes and fingers or fists are pressing towards the back of the room. One more inhale. Exhale and release. Make a pillow with your hand. Rest your forehead on that pillow. Take a couple of breaths. On an inhale, go ahead and bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Exhale, press through tabletop, back into down dog. On an inhale, we're going to raise our right leg up and back behind us. Exhale, right knee comes up towards the front corner of the mat as we get ready to move into pigeon. While you're up in high pigeon, adjusting your legs, if it feels nice to you, it can feel really good to take a little bit of a back bend here, pressing your fingers into the floor as you arch in through the back. And then as you're ready, folding forward over your legs. Maybe you stay up on your hands, maybe you come down onto your forearms, maybe you fold all the way forward. On an inhale, bringing your hands up underneath your shoulders. And I'm going to offer to get that thigh stretch again. If that doesn't work for you and you want to take a couple more seconds in pigeon, that's great. Or maybe you're in reclined figure 4. Otherwise, we're going to bring that left foot towards our seat. We're going to reach back with our fingers, finding the toes, the outside of the foot, the inside of the foot, whatever is accessible. And we're just gently going to draw the foot towards our seat. Couple of breaths here. One more inhale. Exhale, gently release. Hands press into the mat. Make your way back into down dog. Take a moment in dog. On an inhale, we're going to raise our left leg up and back behind us. Exhale, left knee comes towards the left corner of the mat in the front. Right leg wiggles back just a little bit. Again, if pigeon doesn't work, and I'm sorry I didn't offer it the first time, reclined figure 4 is a great alternative for this. Hands under our shoulders. If it feels nice, finding that little bit of back bend before we fold forward. And then on an exhale, just walking your hands out in front of you. Maybe you stay on your hands. Maybe you come down onto your forearms. Maybe you lay all the way down. Whatever works best for your body. On an inhale, gently walking yourself back up. And we'll move through that thigh stretch on the second side. If that works for you, bring your right foot up towards your seat. We're going to reach back with our right hand, grabbing the outside of the foot, the toes, the inside of the foot, the ankle, whatever is accessible. Shoulders are pressing towards the front of the mat as much as you're able. And just gently drawing that foot towards your seat, getting into the thighs, the outer part of the hip. A couple of breaths here. One more inhale. Exhale, gently release. Hands come underneath your shoulders. Make your way back into down dog. On an inhale, shift forward, drop your knees down, swing your feet over to the side. Find a seat with the feet on the floor, knees pointing towards the ceiling. Let's get into the core just a little bit. We're going to play with boat pose just a little bit. Start by drawing your thighs towards your abdomen, abdomen towards your thighs. So you're sitting up nice and tall, pressing both the thighs and the abdomen together as much as possible. And then go ahead and come up onto the tiptoes. Hands can stay on your shins. You can have your hands on the floor, or you can extend them out in front of you, drawing the shoulder blades back towards the center of your body. That should fire up your core quite a bit. Toes can stay on the floor, or you can extend them towards the ceiling. If you bring them up, continue to draw abdomen towards thigh, and think about squeezing knee towards knee. Shoulder blades are still drawing towards the center of your back as your fingers extend towards the front of the room. Couple of breaths here. One more inhale. Exhale, gently release. Go ahead, cross your legs, lean forward, come onto your palms, and just sway your torso side to side. Gently walking your hands back up. Bring the soles of your feet together, knees laying out long, drawing your feet towards your seat as you walk onto the top of the sit bones. So if we think about our pelvis as a bowl, we want to think about the front of the pelvis tipping forward as our tailbone tips up and back. Hands on ankles or hands on toes. If you're going to hold your toes, just be aware that you're not pulling on them, bringing them up off the mat, putting any weird stress or strain in the ankle joints. Sitting up nice and tall, take an inhale here. Exhale, fold forward. Nice long spine as you come forward. And when you reach that point where you're folded as far as you want to be, then let your shoulders soften and your head hang if that feels nice. Sometimes it feels really good to stay nice and straight and long. So listen to your body. Hear what it's telling you. A couple of breaths here. On an inhale, gently coming up. One hand under each knee as we fold our knees together like a book. Walk our feet out a little bit in front of us. Lean back on those hands and let your knees windshield wiper side to side. All right, guys, from here we're going to come down onto our backs. Feet on the floor, knees pointing towards the ceiling. Maybe let your hands rest on your belly as you take a breath in constructive rest. Bring your hands down by your sides. Walk your shoulders underneath your torso just a little bit. We're going to press up into bridge and we're going to hold it today. So on an inhale, we're pressing on up. If it feels nice, you can widen your feet just a little bit, giving your pelvis just a little bit more room to support the posture. Walking your shoulders underneath your torso. If it feels good, you can interlace your fingers underneath your seat. And if you're going to interlace your fingers, think about really pressing those forearms into the mat. Engaging the shoulders and the arm muscles to help support the posture. On an exhale, gently lowering down. Hands come back down by your sides. On an inhale, extend both feet towards the ceiling. Knees are pressing towards straight. And let's start by pressing our heels towards the ceiling. Take an inhale here. Exhale, press your toes up. Inhale, heels. Exhale, toes. Inhale, heels. Exhale, toes. Inhale, heels. And then exhale, let your feet just relax into a natural position. So if the inside of your big toes are together, separate your feet just a little bit, and let's find some movement in the ankles. Maybe we're doing some circles. Maybe we're flexing them up and down, changing directions. Spread your toes. Maybe give them a couple good cracks. That always feels nice. Wiggle them just a little bit. All right, then we're going to bring the inside of our toes together, and we're going to start to draw circles on the ceiling, starting out nice and slow, small circles, allowing them to get wider, having the pace of the movement and the width of the circles organic to you, whatever feels nice as we roll out our low back against the mat. And then very gently bringing that back to center and begin to move the circles in the opposite direction. And then allowing that to slow down, coming back to center. Bend through the knees, reach for your feet, take a brief happy baby. If it feels nice, you can rock side to side just a little bit. Find stillness. And think about in your happy baby, think about pressing your tailbone towards the floor. One more inhale. Exhale, wrap your arms around your knees. Maybe your shoulders and your head come up off the mat as you give yourself a nice big squeeze. And then on your next exhale, beginning to release into Savasana. Maybe your arms lay out long. Maybe you walk your shoulders underneath your torso. Legs lay out long, or feet can be on the floor, knees pointing towards the ceiling. You know, you can always take Savasana in a seated position as well. You can take seated meditation if that works better for you. Just finding a position for your body where you can really find some stillness. Bring your focus to your breath. But this time we're not trying to manipulate or change it. We're just being aware of the inhales and exhales as they move through our body. As we focus on the breath, beginning to find softness in our body, softness in our feet, the toes, the arches, and the heels. Letting that soft feeling move into your ankles, your shins, and your calves. Allow that softness to move into your knees and finally into your thighs. Let your legs feel heavy and weighted. Bring that soft feeling into your hips, releasing and relaxing, letting go of any tension that you might be holding there. And then let that softness begin to travel into your belly and gently up into your rib cage. Allow that soft feeling to move into the area around your heart. And let the softness move into your shoulders and your neck, releasing, relaxing, and letting go. Let that softness begin to travel down your arms, to your elbows, your wrists, and allow it to flow out through your fingertips. Bring softness to your face. Relax your jaw, your cheeks, and your tongue. Bring that softness to the area around your eyes, letting your eyes feel heavy and weighted. And bring that softness to your forehead. Let your forehead be free and clear, and allow yourself to float away from the breath. Very gently coming back to your breath, back into the room. Allowing your inhales and exhales to begin to lengthen and deepen as you come back into your body, back into your awareness. As you continue to reawaken and revitalize, beginning to find small movements with your fingers and your toes. If it feels nice, you can stretch your arms out long overhead and take a full body stretch. And as you feel ready, gently bringing the soles of your feet to the floor, knees pointing towards the ceiling or leaning in against one another. We'll take a breath in constructive rest. And in your own time, gently making your way onto your right-hand side. Maybe you let your eyes come open, allowing in a little bit of light. We'll take a breath or two here. And then using your hands for support, gently meeting me in a seated position. All right, guys, we're going to close the same way we began with 3 seated sun salutations. So on an inhale, we'll inhale our hands up. Exhale through heart center. We'll do that again. Inhale up. Exhale. And one more. Inhale, hands up. Exhale to heart center. I want to thank you guys so much for practicing with me today. I hope the rest of your day is wonderful. And with that, I'll bid you namaste. Good morning, Teresa. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you have a great day. Bye.